yeah. You're gonna have the most ruthless military.
Well, you also have one with like a moral fiber, whereas if you put some random general in charge, they're just gonna do what they did in the show, which is do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
I often,
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, I often kind of forget the places that the characters were in at the back end of the final season of DS9, because I'm a DS9 fan. I do like DS9, but I often don't watch the last half of the last series, mainly because I really like Ducat, and I can't stand what they did to his character in the back half of that. It's like they completely removed everything that made Ducat a fascinating villain and interesting and complicated. No, he just becomes a cartoon villain at the end. Like, can't be doing with any of this.
I think he suffers from. I think he suffers from what a lot of Star Trek characters suffer from, and that just like they have to have a backstory and everything. Like, all right, Tom Paris, they're doing this thing. Oh, okay, then he's into this very specific era of television history, and so he just suffers from that. It's like there's that one time where he goes to like Terok Nor and he like fucking raises a cult. It's like what is even happening here? Like none of this makes sense for his character.
No. Not Terok Nor, Empok Nor.
Empok Nor, yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all ready?
I don't know. No, I don't know if that's before or after Noggin Crew go there with the remote control Vorta.
Oh,
but can you imagine if it's still the same Vorta body, just running repeatedly into the wall still?
I think he is. I think he's there to this day. I think 20 years later he's still doing that.
And he's still there to this day.
Oh,
I'm very curious, and I want to go and see now.
You guys talking about that assimilation Borg?
No. We were talking about how they did a Spock's brain on a Vorta to rescue Mugi.
I mean, TNG, all of the episodes are corny. I didn't actually think that episode was like that bad. It was pretty bad. I didn't think that episode was like that bad. And then I just remember like going online and just like everyone roast the crap out of that episode.
I'm ready to play.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for y'all.
I'm also happy to listen and keep snapping green beans over here.
Okay. Well, you guys found out in the last session that the freighter that you guys found out about, the Orion freighter that you guys found out about on the Dirakis mining colony, left in the last place it was headed to was Mariposa colony. And so, of course, Captain Hokada and Starfleet in general, after going to a starbase, I'll move you guys to the map so you can see the map. As you scroll down to Starbase 105, Mariposa is, like 10 light years away, so you guys are heading in that direction. You guys are about to enter the Mariposa system, probably in the next 10-15 minutes. Is there anything that you guys want to do before you get there? Anything at all?
Not in particular.
No? Okay.
Can I ask Shamar for a
Not
gun
as
again?
security. Yeah, sure. You seem to know how to use it now. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Sorry, you asked Shamar for what?
A weapon again?
Oh.
Because I'm a civilian, I don't have access to a tricorder or a phaser.
I mean, if you're going on a away team, unless someone specifically says not to, then you can get a Type 1 phaser, I think it was, and a tricorder. I don't think that's a big deal. If you're just wanting one to walk around the ship with, yeah, you'll have to spend momentum or give threat for that.
Got it.
Yeah, it's probably only an away mission.
Yeah.
All right, so I have the dog training clicker Type 1 phaser and the tricorder. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, whenever you need to open the minivan doors, you've got that phaser. All right, so you're approaching the system. You know that. Actually, I will go ahead and let's see. Scan. For those of you who remember, I did post the Mariposa colony info there. There is a line in the handout in the middle way down The top part of it is all from Memory Alpha, so if you want to figure out what happened, or if you want to remind yourself what happened in that episode, and then everything that's after that is basically things that have happened after that. So I'll let you go ahead and read that at your leisure. Captain Okada glances over to the science console where Vosky is sitting and say, well, before we enter the system, go ahead and make a scan. And of course, that's reason and science. And the difficulty, let me see, what did I decide the difficulty was going to be? I'm going to say the difficulty is 1.
My mum?
And
There
you...
go. 1 momentum.
Okay, so if you open Vosky Sensor Scan 2, the handouts, it's got all your information. There isn't really, I'll go ahead and tell you, there isn't really information to be gained from momentum, so that's pretty much it. But I'll let you go ahead and report to the bridge crew what you find.
Okay, so he spends a couple of moments tapping away at his station before he says, Captain, I am detecting 4 planets in this system. The outermost planet is a sub-zero K-class world with a methane and nitrogen atmosphere. Mariposa 3 is the seemingly only inhabited world in the system. I am detecting complex life signs nowhere else. The second planet from the Sun is a J-class gas giant with seemingly hundreds of moons on which I do not have detailed information. The closest planet is an H-class with temperatures that would mean most humanoid life will not survive. Mariposa 3 itself has 3 moons, all of which are independently colonized. The second moon appears to be a mining outpost, judging by the activity I am detecting in the mineral concentrations. The third appears to be a military base, judging by the disproportionate amount of military buildings and weapon signatures.
I see. Well, we're going to have to get a little bit closer then and do some better scans because our long-range scans just aren't cutting it. And she orders the helm officer to approach at full impulse. Once you guys begin entering the system and approaching the third planet from the Sun, you guys will be able to further scan at a more closer range. This will be a reason and science with a difficulty of 2. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for the ship twice to get you potentially more momentum because I forgot to do that earlier. Let's see, sensors, science, always focus on the ship. All right. Oh wow, nice. So
Nice.
you +3
I'm
to, or +2 so far.
Yeah, +2 so far. I'm going to activate the testing a theory and
Okay.
throw you into practice traits to give myself an extra d20 and reduce the difficulty by 1.
Nice. So difficulty is just 1.
It's an additional 2, so that's 4 momentum from that roll, plus 1 other from the other one, so that's 5. So 6 momentum total now.
All right, you're almost at full. So I will go ahead and let you read off from Vosky Sensor Scan 3. And I know you know what you're doing, but just include things that are relevant. You don't have to like describe every little detail of the system.
Okay. The Mariposa colony is seemingly powered by conventional antimatter reactors, and all moons show similar energy activity. There appear to be millions of life signs. However, due to interference, I am unable to produce any more detailed results. The interference appears to be coming from the ore naturally. It does not appear to be artificial. It has, however, been amplified artificially by the third moon where the military base is located. The ship is currently approaching the Mariposa colony from the opposite side of the planet to us, and judging from its activity, it does not appear to have noticed us. It is a Sataran vessel.
Very interesting.
Forgive me, I'm not familiar with that species.
Out of character, nor am I.
Oh, hold on.
Sataran, right? Yeah, it's the guys that are not quite changelings, but they're kind of like them.
Yeah, I'll grab the memory alpha again.
It was one of the people that we encountered was like half this or like a part this last time. I remember looking this up.
Yes.
All right, I'll post it in the Gilded. So yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
and I'll go ahead and tell you that I have two
Do you remember?
additional bits of information if you'd like to spend momentum.
Is it one piece of momentum for each, or
Yep.
one piece of momentum for the whole lot?
One for each.
Nah, I'd say go for it.
Darn it.
Why not?
Okay. I'll let you, whoever's calculating momentum, go ahead and do that. So you kind of, as soon as the Sataran ship is scanned by your sensors, it goes through the computer database of the marathon, and it pops up with like an alert, and you glance down, and it basically gives you a warning that says Sataran ship scanning technology is known to be able to disable Galaxy class starships and all crew on board. You also detect with your scanners that there is a cloning facility on the military moon base.
Right. That all somewhat
Peculiar that would be the thing they did not hide.
From the scan of the ship, do we know what its capabilities are like in a standard straight-up fight? You know, what does its armor, speed, and weapons look like compared to ours?
Oops, wrong one. Let me move you guys to the system so you can see. So the ship itself doesn't appear to have any threatening capabilities, at least from just a normal sensor scan. However, probably the worst thing is its scanner, which is able to basically scan everything on your ship at a molecular level and replicate it at will. You also know that these ships can pretty much manufacture memories, remove memories. Yeah, this is not a ship you want to encounter.
No. We'd stand a chance if we got the jump on it, but if we didn't get the jump on it, we're doomed. Okay.
Yeah, and it is and as you can see on your just on your tactical display there, it is kind of approaching Mariposa from the other side. Based on its trajectory and its speed, it does not appear to have noticed you.
Does it look as though it's moving into an orbit, or does it look as though it's coming for a landing?
I'll tell you that for another piece of momentum, another bit of momentum, if you want.
I think it's worth it, but yeah.
It looks like it's coming into a. If you're going to spend the momentum, it looks like it's heading towards the military base for an orbit, and then its thrusters indicate that it will only be there for maybe 45 seconds before it pulls off again. Most likely transporting someone down.
Yeah, I say we just wait, let it take off, and see what they dropped.
Yep, and keep on the opposite side of the planet to it. So sort of.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Captain Okada orders the pilot to basically remain at a distance from the planet, from any sensor satellites. And after about a minute, your sensors tell you that the Sataran vessel pulls away and then, warps out of the system. And Captain Okada orders the pilot to head towards the same moon, the military base, and then looks over to Lieutenant Colonel Lex and says, "I need you to lead an away mission to that cloning facility. Take whoever you want. Use transporter shuttle. It's up to you. But keep in mind that this diamagnetic ore is causing interference, so you might want to take that into consideration."
If I may, can we tell exactly where that Sataran just beamed down to? Can we scan them?
Well, once it beamed into the cloning facility, but once it transported in, its life signs began to mimic that of a human.
Right on.
Oh no.
I will recommend myself for the away team.
Is there any player characters that are not going? That's the question. Because I'm assuming everyone's going.
At this point.
Yeah, unless someone
Yeah.
specifies. Okay, so Colonel X, you are the former transporter chief expert. Do you want to use the transporter, or do you want to take a shuttle?
Take a shuttle.
Okay, probably the best idea for the interference. All right, I need someone to plot a course with reason and con.
Since we're going down to a military base where if we're caught, there's going to be
Might be
a
me.
lot of intensive firefighting.
Yeah.
Vosky will recommend that everybody pre-prepare with body armor and Type 3s if they can.
Okay. Well, I'll say that without spending threat, Shamar can get a Type 3 rifle. Anyone else that wants one is going to have to spend threat.
Hey.
As for the
I will
body
get
armor,
but I won't give you threat.
You said what was that again? Type 3?
yeah, that's the rifle. So as far as
Yeah.
body armor, everyone can wear that for free because, but it's going to provide, I think, a +1 to resistance. So just keep that in mind. And also, there's a place in your character sheet for you guys to write to annotate that. If you don't know where that is, let me know and I will show you.
By the way, what was that roll? It was reason and con, right?
Yeah, once you get to the shuttle. By the way, what other things are you guys bringing besides weapons and body armor? And I'm assuming tricorders.
Medical kit.
A medical kit, okay. Anything else?
Engineering
An
kit,
engineering
just
kit.
in case.
What about a? Can I get a single or two pairs of manacles? The fancy Star Trek manacles.
Yeah, you can get. I'll say you can get one pair of manacles just because.
Cool.
If you need to, you're probably going to be outnumbered. Yeah.
Vosky
Anything else?
Vosky will bring an independent power source, because those have been useful in the past, and a kit necessary for taking various samples and slightly more detailed work.
Okay.
I assume I always take my flashlight with me as well, the cool Voyager flashlight.
Sure. Yeah. Josie, you wanted to say something?
Oh yeah, do you mind if I spend 2 momentum to help Engstrom put her face back together eventually?
Sure. Is this what we were talking about over the messages, or?
Yeah, just a theory. And just sometime like in the shuttle, Baines will give Engstrom a vial of her own human blood.
Okay. Well, let's jump to that then. Unless anyone has anything else that they want to prepare for, we'll start in the shuttle, and I'll need that reason con roll at a difficulty of 1, and I will roll for the shuttle. Actually, let me check this other shuttle. I can actually roll for the ship here.
What are the actual qualities for the Type 3 phaser? Like charges and vicious, I think it was, right?
Charges
It has
and
charge,
accurate.
accurate 1, and then 3 die on your security.
3 die on your security.
Damage.
Oh, 3 plus 5, 8.
I think it's 4 dice for the Type 3.
I don't know.
I
Look.
think.
I don't know, I never
Oh yeah, because
fired
it's
weapons in my
okay.
opinion.
So it's 2 for the 1, 3 for the 2. I think yeah, it is 4.
Yeah, it is
Yeah, it is 4
4.
dice.
4D. So it's 4d6, and it's got the accurate and charge. Oh, and I get 2 threat. Well, I'm not going to take 2 threat as long as Shamar's the only one who's taking it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Accurate and charge, and then 4 dice. But
Cool.
So yeah, whoever wants to roll reason and con.
Yeah.
Who's got a good?
So-
I have a
Con man.
decent reason in con. I have 8 reason, 5 con.
That is significant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is definitely going to be the.
All right.
You're gonna be the roll.
Let's see.
And I rolled engines. I meant to roll computers, so I'll re-roll that. Still nothing, but
Wait, so what? Why did it roll 1?
I'm rolling it. You roll your thing.
Oh, that was your roll. I'm like, well, how did I get a 0 if I'm rolling 2 dice?
And while you're doing that, Josie, if you want to roleplay you giving Engstrom, because I want to see Engstrom's reaction to getting original DNA.
Alright. So I imagine we're in the shellcraft, right?
Yep.
And I just kind of tap her on the shoulder and I just give her a hypospray vial of red human blood. And I said, like, I'm going to say something along the lines of, hey, listen, this is going to get pretty hectic. I made this using patterns off a transporter. It is a sample of your blood, literally minutes before time was broken and reshaped. When we have time, and it's going to be eventually, you can possibly use this to revert back to a prime human form.
Ingshim is watching that vial. Although, if at that Shamar's sound, she might look up and go, "Oh, this does not sound good." Anyway, but
the reason I am giving this to you is that if I die, I would not be able to make another.
Thank you, Doctor. She's, she knows where she's supposed to report to Daystrom Institute after this mission is over, after like the full mission is over.
Mm-hmm.
The expectation that she's had is that whatever is going on is going to be a very complicated thing to fix. But at the same time, she's hopeful that if there is a simple solution, and now that she's remembering memories of a different Megara who grew up with a slightly different perspective on medicine and different remedies, she will allow herself to hope. That's all going through her head. That she, thanks, Doctor. She doesn't have as much to say.
And I am using my determination for that, unless you want me to save that for later.
Yeah, you want to use determination for hard rolls, and this isn't really a roll.
Got it.
Yeah. It's basically...
Because this would have been like the empathy value that I have.
Yeah, you can call upon values just for roleplay purposes, but as for mechanical, things, if you want to get a critical success, it basically all that would do is just waste your determination for the upcoming battle that's probably going to happen that you'll probably need it for. But anyway, but yeah, so you guys, plot your course and you take the ship in.
I'd just like to say, Jamar is, kind of bungling this roll, because I did roll a complication, kind of watching this off his hand with kind of a silent amazement, and continues looking. That was it.
By the way, I see 2 rolls there, so I'm just taking your first roll.
Yeah, I don't know what was happening. I had to reload it. Yeah.
That's fine. It's whatever. As far as your roll, the difficulty was 1. I had already added y'all's momentum, so you're at 3 momentum. But yeah, you guys are on your way towards the hangar bay of a military base. You do see a few military freighters, and you do see a patrol ship kind of leave the moon and head off in a different direction. Nobody has seemingly noticed your shuttle yet. Based on your excellent navigational ability. Yeah, you guys land basically on the moon in the military base in a hangar just outside of the cloning facility. This moon was terraformed, so it is an oxygen atmosphere. So if you guys just want to leave your shuttle and then walk to the cloning facility, which is like 20 feet away, you can. You don't have to get in EV suits, but you can if you want to. If you don't trust the GM, it's up to you.
Lieutenant Colonel Lex looks to Vosky and go, "Can you make it?" Hello?
Can you repeat that?
You cut out there, Lex. All you heard.
Yeah, you cut out for a hot
was,
second.
Yeah.
Basically, he's asking, "Can you make a scan?"
Okay. Do you want to scan from the shuttle scanners, or do you want to scan with a tricorder?
Shuttle. While we're on the shuttle.
Okay. Vosky, if you want to roll reason and science, and I'll roll for the ship's sensors.
Very well. And since it's yet another scan, theory into practice and testing your theory will kick in again.
Okay. So the difficulty is going to be reduced from 2 to 1.
2 momentum.
You are the science officer, that's for sure.
I am the science officer.
So go ahead. Even though it says tricorder scan, you can. We'll assume it's a combination of tricorder and shuttle sensors. But you can open the handout that says tricorder scan, and basically, that's what you detect within the lunar military base's cloning facility. As far
You
as
have a reason of fucking 12. That is amazing.
So he pokes around on the various consoles for a moment and says, "I am detecting an array of life signs: Klingon, Romulan, human, Mariposan, Sataran, and green. It is difficult to determine anything more than that."
you may spend momentum to discover the source of the diamagnetic field's artificial amplification, if you like. Otherwise, that is, let's see. Yeah, that is pretty much it.
I mean, I think that's a good one. We're at 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So you discover that within the cloning facility, there is a reactor room that kind of powers the facility, and there is some kind of device connected to it that is basically projecting this interference to kind of prevent ships from being able to do any decent scanning. Like, the only reason the Marathon was able to scan real well was because it's got good sensors and it's a Galaxy class starship. Most ships, it would probably be like a difficulty 4 to detect anything, and without the diamagnetic field interference, it would be a difficulty 0. So it's a huge difference. But yeah, you're able to determine exactly where that device is.
Vosky will relay this to the whole team. And question for the GM about our approach.
Mm-hmm.
When we were coming, were we picked up by air traffic control? Did we give appropriate authorization codes, or is this more of a sort
Nobody
of...
noticed your shuttle.
Nobody,
Nobody,
okay.
As far as you could tell, nobody noticed your shuttle entering the moon atmosphere. It seems like most of the ships were heading from the moon to Mariposa itself. So it seems like they just weren't expecting some random small shuttle to come in from the other side of the moon and land.
And given our closeness to a Federation starbase, I'm assuming that this is comfortably within Federation territory, but not a registered Starfleet military facility.
Yeah, this is an independent colony. Basically, if you want to research or if you want to look at the Memory Alpha thing, they started out as humans from Earth who got lost in space or whatever and made it to a planet and then started cloning each other and themselves because they didn't have enough people. Enterprise D found them and was like, hey, let's merge you guys with this other colony and then you won't have to clone anymore. But it looks like, once they seceded from the Federation, they kind of started back up with their genetic research and cloning again.
Okay, all makes complete sense.
Huh. I guess they needed a second contact.
Given
It was good. It was good.
Given that this is within Federation territory, even though they've ceded, are there policies or laws along the lines of, you are not the military of this region, you cannot have weapons larger than X, or you cannot have ships bigger than Y?
So the only time Starfleet really gets tyrannical is when biogenic and genetic engineering is involved. Otherwise, the reason why, if you read that Mariposa Colony handout, the reason why you guys are being sent to begin with at all is because they think that cloning is kind of being done again. Otherwise, if it has anything to do with anything else, I mean, it doesn't matter if they're making a nuclear bomb, you don't have jurisdiction. You only have jurisdiction in the bioengineering aspect of the situation.
Got it.
All right, so you guys enter.
Vosky, yeah.
What are y'all doing?
Yes. We enter, but I'll let Shaymar take the lead.
Sure. What do we see around us?
So after you get out the shuttle and you make your way to the base, it's just a door. Pretty simple 6-button pad. You could probably just, press a bunch of buttons, or you could get a tricorder out and kind of hack it. It's up to you guys how you want to get in.
And I suppose I'll just turn to Lex. Should we be hiding our weaponry, not really showing off who we are, or should we just go in as is.
Well, if they see you at all, they're gonna know you're Starfleet. So weapons are non-issue, basically.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then, yeah, I'll just say somebody who's better at this than I am. Look at this door.
All right, Lex. I'm guessing that's you since you're the chief engineer.
Basically, he's going to get a tricorder out and make a
Make a what?
You said make a
Scan?
scan.
Okay.
yeah. Make
Just roll reason engineering, and that'll be the scan, but also the hack. Like I'll just combine them together because it's easy enough. At difficulty 1, this isn't like a frickin' Section 31, secret hideout. This is like nobody should even know this is here. So if you're here getting in, then we've already failed, kind of thing. All right, so you guys get +2 momentum. You're up to 6. The door swings open, and I'm gonna finally move you guys to the map that you see, or the map that you're at. So you guys are, let's see, where are you? Down. If you scroll down, you'll see where it says hangar entrance. That is pretty much where you enter. Your shuttle, we'll say, is right there. So you guys enter here. To the left, you see in 2 different languages. One seems to be standard English for the Federation, and the other seems to be a moderation of English because they used to be, Earth colonists. But it says reactor room either way. And over here to the right, you see the same kind of double signs that says transporter room and 2 turbo lift, and that's all you see. Do you guys want to move your tokens there, or do you want me to?
Oh, I can do it.
Okay, if you can move your tokens to where it says hangar entrance, then great. And then decide which way you're going. And I'll remind you. Go ahead. I'll remind Vosky that you know that the reactor room is where that device that is amplifying the interference is located.
Oh. That's weird. I can't grab my token from my pop-out.
Let me try. Can you move that one?
Sometimes because you have to grab the name, not like the 3 bars, which is so weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was going to say before I just accidentally pressed the leave call, I'd say I'm very curious to see what this reactor is actually powering. If it's powering the diametric field or something else, perhaps we should check it out.
Well, the reactor's powering the building.
Yeah.
The device is causing the reactor to amplify the interference, which is basically the sensor dampening interference. Is that everybody, or are we missing someone on the screen? As far as tokens.
That's everybody, just 5 today.
5? Okay. I don't know why, but I thought there would be more. Alright, so which way are you headed? Lex?
So,
Carry on.
Yeah.
reactor.
Alright, so y'all heading to the reactor. I'm guessing, Shamar, you're being security, you're going to go first?
oh yeah.
Okay.
And just to be clear, because you were describing, if we were to turn off this reactor, it would not only turn off the power here, it would turn off the actual diametric field as well, like they're kind of coexisting on the same reactor.
Not necessarily. So it starts with the ore of the planet that they're mining, or not the planet, the moon. That projects its own kind of interference field, which is bad enough. The reactor is just powering the building, but somebody has placed a second device on the reactor that takes the interference that the ore is projecting and basically amplifies it to 1,000,000. So it's the device on the reactor that you guys want to mess with. You don't want to mess with the reactor unless you want to deactivate the entire building and suffocate to death.
yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah, I will relay that information to the rest of the group. Like, I think it's this device here.
All right. So you enter. You enter the reactor room. Who wants to deal with the device on the reactor? Let's see. It's going to be a reason engineering and difficulty 3. I will also tell you that this task may succeed at cost if you want. So basically that means, let's say you roll and you only get 2 successes, then I can take a threat and say that you still succeed if that's what you want. But it's up to you guys if how you want to go about it.
As all like the whole group kind of goes to move to disable the device, I'd say, maybe we should think about what we're doing here first. I mean, we have no idea what's going on. If we turn this off, we're gonna set off a red alert on the entire facility. Perhaps we should explore more before we do this.
Yeah.
Lex is actually.
If you guys get a
at it.
complication, then the alarms will go off. So basically, you do not want a complication.
Lex is actually looking at it, so he can get a rough estimate on how to actually approach it.
Okay. Roll reason engineering, and based on how many successes you get, will determine if you want to say that you just did it, or if that's just you trying to figure it out. Basically, as long as you don't get a complication, you're good.
I'm trying to figure it out, so I'm going to use 1 momentum.
Okay.
To do it.
Okay. Ooh, 2 20s. Now the good news is you got 5 momentum, so you can spend. You can get rid of the momentum or the threat, however, or the complications, however you want. Whether it's spending 2 momentum, spending 1 momentum, and re-rolling it. But I will tell you that with 1 success, you don't know if you can successfully do it without triggering the alarm. So it's up to you what you want to do next.
I'm gonna re-roll them both.
Okay. So you're down to 3 momentum, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
God does not like you.
Wow. 2 19s. So yeah, you just cannot figure it out. And you know what? I'm just gonna take 2 threat for that because you're not triggering the alarm yet because you're just trying to figure it out. But yeah, you just
That's
cannot.
why I said
figure
I
it
was
out.
figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot.
That's what I said.
I know. You said but yeah, you're not able to. You have to physically get in there. In fact, I'll change it from reason to control if that makes it any easier. For your engineering, I don't know if your control is. Yeah. So it's still going to be difficulty 3, but this will at least hopefully make sense as to why you're getting so many complications because you're just looking at it like, man, I just don't understand this.
Yeah.
Why did we even do this? We walked into the facility. There's a big red button. We just clicked it instantly. We have no idea why we're here. Who's here? What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Jamar sat on it like Riker.
All right. Control.
I was like, hey, what do you guys think? And then he was like, okay, we're just gonna do it anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna use a determination.
Okay.
And
what value or directive are you calling upon, or are you challenging
trust
one?
tools are. I'm gonna say trust tools over people's work.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead whenever you're ready. Just.
I'm gonna use 1 momentum to make sure I get that extra.
Okay. So that puts you to 2 momentum. Oh, well, now you get it. So 2 momentum plus 2. 4 plus 4, so you're back up to 6 momentum. All that just to get 6 momentum back. All right, so yeah, you basically you find a toolkit, or no, you had a toolkit, but you pull out your toolkit, and you're like, oh, I get it. Now once I get in the guts of this thing and start moving these wires around, it makes sense now, and you're able to just remove the device, no problem. No alarms are triggered as far as you know. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can, leave this room now and explore and investigate further without any worry of alarms being triggered. So where are you headed?
Do we actually have the device? Yeah, I'd say we should take the device back to the ship. It could be used for evidence if nothing else.
That's fine.
Lex actually puts it in his toolkit.
Okay.
Unless Vosky wants to have a look at it.
Vosky shakes his head. He thinks poking it any further is only likely to cause problems.
All right.
So he's going to put it into his toolkit.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
And keep it in his toolkit so it's not showing.
I mean, what do you do after that? Do you leave the room?
He goes. He looks at the. So there's 2 doors, right?
So I'll go ahead and tell you that this door right here leads nowhere. It's just a wall. like you could see that there's a wall there. It doesn't go anywhere. The only other door is the one that you came into, and it's got a long corridor towards the transportation or the transporter room and the turbo lift. And you know what?
Also, we
Yes.
have a regardless if we didn't trip any trigger or alarms, we're on a time clock here because as soon as those Sectarians presumably come back, they're gonna see,
Yeah.
oh look, I can see everything now, and they're gonna alert the station.
Also,
So
they're
we
gonna
need to hurry.
eventually figure out that the diamagnetic field is not being amplified anymore. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They're gonna
that's
come
what I'm-
back and it's just like there's not there anymore.
That's why I'm like figuring out which direction to go.
there's only
because
one
Turbo
direction.
lift,
There's
turbo
There's
lift.
only
There's
one
only one.
direction. I just
he
need,
points to the turbo lift.
okay, so you guys go. All right. You get to the turbo lift. Let's see. You exit the turbo. Okay, so you get in the turbo lift. It's gonna go down to the. You can tell just by looking at the panel. There's only one other level beneath you. The door. The turbo lift goes down. The doors open, and I'm gonna move you to the next page. You exit the turbo lift and find a dead Klingon slumped in the corridor. He is terribly deformed with an exoskeleton, huge tusks, and thickened cranial plating.
Where on this map of danger are we?
I'm putting you guys there right now. So if you want to move your own tokens there, by all means, but I'm moving them in case you don't, because that's how I know where people are. Alright, so you find the Klingon there.
Is this person alive in front of us?
The Klingon? No, the Klingon's dead.
No, the guy I'm facing.
You don't see him at the moment. So,
Oh, okay.
does anyone want to do anything with the Klingon?
Engstrom wants to make a scan to see how he died.
Okay. Reason and medicine, difficulty 1.
They'll just hold a bead on the door.
And then once you roll, just click on the handout, Dr. Engstrom's Medical Diagnosis 2, and that's your information that you will get.
For someone who says that she is really good at killing people, I am not saying that.
Did Engstrom? I never said that.
No,
Everyone
you
else
said like,
says
yeah.
that.
No. You said like first or second session in, like, yeah, I've killed a lot of my patients.
You did say that. I distinctly remember you saying that. But
Other people
That was the
just
previous
kill the
one.
patient.
all right, so you guys are up to 8 momentum, and like I said, that's the information you find in the handout. So it's up to you if you want to relay the information or not.
He's been dead for less than an hour. Genetic modifications were made to the DNA. More Satarian DNA introduced into the Klingon genome. Whatever happened. Well, I would just recommend caution. Whatever lies ahead.
Plus, he's privately thinking, why is he here? Like, if he was a lab experiment, he'd be in the bed or in corpse disposal. If he was someone who was
morgue.
running away, or morgue. If he was someone who's running away, you'd expect signs of violence, like a wound or a stab. At which point, you can just leave the corpse here. Why is the corpse here?
Shamar,
He's-
you
he's
hear
lost
on the
himself.
other side of the door 2 individuals speaking, clearly coming towards the door. What do you do? Is Shamar here or no?
Yeah, I'm here. What was it?
I said you hear muffled voices on the other side of the door coming closer. What do you do? I know that.
Sorry, I have to leave. Hold on one second. All right. All right. Can I peek around the door and see what I see?
We'll say that there's a small window in the door, so yeah, you see what looks to be a human and a Kazenti cat kind of person walking into the room. Kind of the way that they're speaking to each other denotes a very lack of respect. They definitely don't care for each other. But the humanoid is coming towards the door, while the Kazenti stands towards the back with a rifle pointed in your direction.
I will alert the rest of the group. Tell everyone to be quiet. What should we do?
You probably have like 20 seconds to make a decision.
Yeah. I'll just look to
Make-
Lex. Should I
make-
take him out? What do we do?
Make sure to get cover so we can actually take him out.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, there's probably, besides unless you guys want to get in the turbo lift, there's only like one tiny wall, to get cover, which will provide, like an increased difficulty for the man. But other than that, you guys are going to be exposed. So he gets to the door, kind of glances in, probably sees at least one of you, and then shouts back
Yeah, I turn
towards
and fire.
the Kazenti. Okay, door opens, you fire, roll control and security.
And can I do this as a wide beam as well?
You can try. Basically, for wide beam, you would have to spend your minor action to set that up. So, assuming you do that,
I see.
yeah, assuming you do that, then, and you have accurate, so you'd be able to re-roll a d20 if you need to. But assuming you do that, then that's pretty much that would be your, your action, if that makes any sense.
Then I'll just fire them.
Did you roll control and security?
Oh, sorry.
And I'll fix your character sheet, because. All right, so let's see. Type 3 phaser 4. All right. Yep, there you go. Type 2 phaser. All right. All right. So. All right. The door opens. Beam hits him. Reroll the damage. Just click on the comm badge. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Jesus.
Yeah, a beam hits him. I'm assuming it's on stun, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he goes flying back, hits his head against like the wall bulkhead of this office and collapses. However, now the Kazenti fires his rapid energy carbine, and let's see, NPCs. Where's the Kazenti one? There it is. Control. So due to the distance that he's at, and I'm assuming did you say you're behind this wall here, so you're taking partial cover?
Yeah, as much as I could.
Yeah. So he needs 3 to hit you. He doesn't hit you. You could like it passes by you, and if it had been an inch to the left or whatever, you'd have been hit, but he misses. All right. So Lex, who's next?
I'm assuming everyone else is at cover and they don't have a good angle. He's going to fire.
All right. Control and
Because I
security.
don't want anyone else to get injured if they come out of the open and get injured.
And you're not in cover, I'm assuming. So yeah, control and security. Difficulty is 2. Are you rolling? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, and roll damage for your type 2 phaser. Oh, you have a disruptor pistol. I forgot about that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it burns through his shoulder. He growls in pain, and then basically charges forward, firing. So I'm gonna do that. I keep reaching for the.
Can I unmove?
You didn't do a minor action, did you?
No.
Okay. Where's your move to?
To a
Okay. That's
behind
fine.
the
That's fine. Yeah, he'll need a 3 to hit you there. Alright, so he's gonna fire while running, but he's gonna fire kind of just generally in this direction. Basically what I'll do is he'll need 3 successes to hit either one of you, but if he gets 3 successes, it's gonna be a dice roll to determine which one of you he hits. And he misses. But you guys can both tell that, an inch to the left, an inch to the right, and one of you would have been hit. And he basically gets to about there before, So who's next? Who's going next?
I could, and can I spend 2 momentum to commit a war crime?
What's the war crime?
Improper use of a corpse.
Are you gonna throw the Klingon at him?
No, I'm gonna use it as a shield.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, no offense, but can your human doc
Yeah, I was about to say,
pick
he's
up
strong enough.
a dead body? You know, dead weight is a thing, and it's a Klingon, and it has
Point. Good point.
increased skeletal mass.
You got to be like
Oh,
Riker to do something
oh.
like that, I think.
Like, do you remember that? Do you remember when Worf in the episode Genesis turned into that monster? Basically, that's kind of what it was going for.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I thought you just meant that he was like buffer than Rakta.
No, yeah, he's buffer. I mean, but he also has like tusks sticking out of his face, and yeah, he's in bad shape. So does anyone want to do anything? What you can do if you want, you could spend I think it's 2 momentum to keep the initiative, and basically either Shamar and Lex can attack again if you want. I think that's how it works.
I know this sounds strange, but a minor action is a movement, right?
Yep.
Would that be a movement to get from there to here?
So yes, but for this is like a wall with like a window, so you would have to like crash through the window to get there, and that would be a roll in and of itself.
Understood.
Basically, where you are is probably the safest place right now. Oh, you're gonna try it? Okay.
Very well.
You run and you try to dive. Make a fitness and security roll. Difficulty. I'm gonna roll to see what the difficulty should be, because I don't know what their level of glass is. Might be great. It might be difficulty 2. And I'll
Fitness
probably
security, you said?
Yep, fitness security, because you're running and
Would guerrilla
diving.
tactics count?
Yes, didn't know you had that, but yes.
Actually, no. Would glassworks count?
That-
Knowing how glass works.
Yes, yes. I knew that would come in handy at some point.
Alright, in
I
that
am
case, I'm
greatly
gonna give you
pleased
a
by the
moment.
specificity of this.
Wait, in that case, I am.
Everyone gets a hobby
focus.
focus, you know that. Yeah, sure. Oh my god. It's like, you're like a bullet. 2, 4, 6, so... I should have increased it to difficulty 3, to be honest with you. Yeah, you guys get 4 momentum added to your... Where are you guys at as far as momentum? 6? So you have 2 bonus momentum. 8 momentum and 2 bonus. You dive through, you crash through, you land, you do like a superhero pose or whatever the hell you want to do. I'm moving him, even though he's unconscious. He's just anyway. And you come back up, and this creature's just like, what the hell? So instead of focusing on them, he turns and starts shooting into the window at you. So he needs and you have cover behind the console, so he's going to need 3 to hit you. And you know what? I'm spending 2 threat to actually get some dice, because holy shit. Oh my god. Well, he definitely hits you. Alright. Hold on, let me... Kazenti Carbine. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just gonna say 7. But you have the body armor, so it goes down to 6.
Alright, I'm half down.
Okay, so what you could do...
Body armors are normally resistance to. Are these less effective than normal?
I mean, I don't remember, because, you know, I don't have the... I didn't memorize what body armor is, so I just randomly said 1. But also, how many times have you seen someone get shot with body armor and then just fall down for no reason? So...
often.
Yeah, so I mean, even Klingons who literally sleep in body armor. Either way, it would definitely be an injury. So what you could do with injuries is you can either spend a determination, like we were talking about earlier, to just negate the injury. You still take the stress, so you're still 6 stress, but you aren't incapacitated, which is what an injury is. Or you can spend 2 momentum to do that, and then next time, if or when you get injured, you use your determination. It's up to you which one of those you want to do, if you want to do it at all, or you can just be injured, but you won't be able to act next round.
Mechanically, what should I do here?
I recommend, since you guys are up to, could someone do the math? But you have you have actually 2 bonus momentum, I think. So you're gonna lose that after this fight anyway. I would just use the 2 bonus momentum.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll use 2 bonus momentum, so I'm just down the stress.
Yeah, you're down the stress. You fall to the ground. You've got a burn mark like in your side or something, but it doesn't take you out of the game. And he's so mad. He's already acted. So is there anything that Vosky or Angstrom want to do, or do you guys want to spend 2 momentum to get it back to Shamar or Lex?
They're going to Shamar or Alex are going to be able to act soon anyway.
Right.
And we're still Starfleet. You know, it's the whole sort of we're all rifleman kind of idea. So Vosky might as well try and take a shot. It is definitely not his specialism, but it's better than nothing.
All right. So you'll definitely be
I'll
within.
have to move to get.
Yeah. You'll definitely be within. You know, I don't think you'll have cover basically. So, but yeah, control and security, difficulty 2 to hit him with a type 2 phaser, I believe you have.
With
missed just barely. So now he's going to. He wasn't even looking at you guys, but now he turns his weapon away from Baines and points it at you guys and is going to fire. I might actually spend threat again, but not as much, just 1. And see what happens.
Oh, damn.
And I get my threat back. So I'm going to roll the dice and we'll just see who he hits. Whoops. He hits Vosky. He's like, oh, I step out just one time, and I'm immediately shot.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what kind of damage Vosky takes.
As Baines does this super move, Shamar's just like, holy shit! And now, like, everyone's getting taken down.
So you take 9 damage, Vosky.
Yep. Okay.
Well, 8. You take 8 because of the thing. But either way, it's an injury. How do you want to negate the injury? You guys, I think, still have 8 momentum.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take the bonus momentum. Well, not bonus, but the 2 momentum to take us down to 6.
Okay. So you...
yes, please.
You can still act, but you're really bad on health, I'm assuming. Alright, so...
Yeah, 1 more hit and I'm dead.
I can recommend what Angstrom will do, but I think Angstrom will do it anyway.
Oh yeah, body armor is resistance too.
Oh, it is? Okay, well, if we're sure it is, then we can say 2.
Yeah.
Either way, you're still injured. Alright, so Angstrom's doing the heals.
First aid, it sounds like.
Okay. Control or reason and medicine, difficulty is 2. And so for a success, he'll get 2 stress back, if I remember correctly. I might have to look it up, because I can't remember if he gets... No, I think that's power I'm thinking of.
Based on the number of successes, but I'm trying to find it in the rules.
I thought it was based on the number of successes and momentum, but I might be thinking of something else. Either way...
It's 174. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, either way you...
So I've...
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, I have the first aid, the first response talent. So whenever I attempt a first aid task during combat, I would gain a bonus d20. So I'm going to use that here.
Oh yeah.
Further, you may always succeed at a cost.
Nice.
So if I roll really bad, we'll get to that part.
Yeah.
But let's just let's assume I'm going to do well. Okay, so 1 complication then.
Ooh. Do you want to use momentum to get rid of it or re-roll it?
Okay.
Seems like you just always should use the momentum. There's almost never a reason not to use it.
Yeah, if we have 6 momentum, I say go ahead. And I'm fine with using it.
Okay.
To just clear that complication.
All right. So, Bosky, you're back up. I mean, you were up, but now you're less stressed. Did we figure out how much stress it is less? I might have to actually physically look it up.
So, if you're using the first aid action, it doesn't actually apply at all to this current situation. So I'm now looking at the normal healing rules, because the first aid is when someone's incapacitated.
Right. Well, let's just assume that it just takes away some stress, it takes away some stress, and then whenever we figure it out, we'll just apply it to it. Because unless you die,
I've got the paragraph.
It's not going to be
I've got the paragraph here, and it's not good.
Okay.
So page 177 of the normal rules, I'll read out the paragraph. Healing an injury is a different matter and cannot be done during combat.
But you are injured.
An injured character requires treatment to remove their injury. This requires control plus medicine task difficulty 2. Factors such as tools and so forth can reduce the number of injury-related complications patient is suffering from. Can adjust all this. It is much easier to treat serious injuries in a well-stocked sick bay than it is to provide the same treatment in a damp cave. Blah blah blah. Success on the task removes the injury completely, as well as all related complications. Yeah,
Alright.
that's just injuries, not stress damage.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Like I said, well, it's not going to really affect anything unless you guys get to the point where you're dying. But Shamar, it's your turn. He fired at you and missed, so it is your turn, Shamar.
Yeah, I'll just see freaking Baines do this like superhero move over, and then here he gets shot. Here he gets shot, and then just like kind of vanish. Not sure the actual what actually happened, and then see Vosky get shot off to the side. He feels a little guilty, and he'll just like completely abandon cover and start firing wildly, like in a defensive motion.
Nice. Control. You know what? Yeah, control and security, difficulty 2. He's got no cover,
Alrighty.
so he's just firing. To be honest, I didn't think he... Never mind. I'll wait for y'all to finish first.
There it goes. Looks like 2 successes.
Alright, you hit him. Roll damage. Not, yeah, he
Hey.
goes down. He goes flying back, stunned. Alright.
Yeah, maybe shoots him a little too many times. Shoots the wall.
Shoots the wall behind him, yeah. Alright, so now what do you guys do?
I'll run over and see if Josie's fucking alive. And then we'll be relieved when she is.
Yeah, you'll
Kind of pick her up.
Okay.
Here's the
Alright,
thing,
we need-
Baines looks absolutely like pissed, like a mixture of pain
Yeah.
and anger. Like she looks like she's about to strangle someone.
Yeah, he'll like move over to like
Yeah.
grab your arm and then maybe like hesitates for a second. Come on, let's get you out of here.
Okay.
Kill it. Gotta kill that fucking thing.
Well,
It's-
I don't know if we can kill it, but he'll
Yeah.
he'll be wishing that he was dead after our interrogation later.
Yes, he gets sent to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Everyone's worst nightmare. Anyway, so what are you guys doing next? Heading down the corridor, or can do something?
What should we do,
I'm
Lex?
gonna,
We got 2 people that are pretty wounded.
I'm pretty much going to say, he looks to Bosky, says, can you do a scan down the hallway to see what's down there? I don't trust going down,
Absolutely.
setting anyone.
With the reduced interference, this should be easier. He appears not to be reacting to his wound.
Yeah, so it's not going to be a roll unless you want to. It's a difficulty 0 roll. You detect just an empty corridor for most of the way. Everything on this side of the wall is shielded. Your tricorder doesn't penetrate that whatever metal alloy it's used. Probably the ore that they're mining. But you do detect 1 human and 1 Romulan standing outside of those doors.
Okay, he'll relay that, and he'll relay the shielded area which he thinks may have special skills.
We got 2 wounded people.
The howl of some unseen creature echoes down the corridor.
Lieutenant Colonel Lex, please come with me to this console over here. This console. And he'll gesture to it, and he'll explain. I'm attempting to determine if there is some way that we can prevent them from raising alerts, as the alarm will be raised in mere moments, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think that should be the best option.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Essentially,
Sounds like we're not the only ones here as well. Could be other fights going
Essentially-
on.
a way to disable the press button in event of intruders' signal from getting out if it's pushed anywhere else in the facility.
Yeah. That's a good idea. We should do it now before they do anything. Before they press it.
So what are you doing?
Looking for a way to disable the alarm.
Oh, okay. I mean, as far as you could tell, the console that you're at now is just a transporter operator's console, so
Yeah.
you don't think you can really do anything from there besides transport. And you also know that the targeting scanners of the transporter will not penetrate the wall to the building or to the facility. So
Sure. Ever onwards, then I suppose I'll creep along the wall and just keep, doing James Bond, like peek around corners and whatnot.
all right, roll insight
Yeah.
and security, difficulty 1.
Sure.
Whoever wants to.
I can do that.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I mean, yeah.
not the most insightful guy.
Wow. Okay, so you guys get 2 momentum, and
Right on.
Baines
So that
as
puts us back to
yeah, I don't know.
how many momentum?
I don't
A
know.
lot of momentum. Let's see. Looks like we had 6 last.
Yeah, so you're
Oh,
probably
no.
at 8.
4 momentum. Sorry, 4.
Okay, you're up to 6. So, Baines, as you guys are moving down the corridor, you hear whispers around the corner. Shamar and Shamar, you don't hear or notice anything. Lex, you don't hear the whispers around the corner. However, your empathy is going off the scales. You can feel a Romulan's fear and paranoia and anger, but the human that your guys' tricorder, detected and is there. You're not really picking up much at all from this individual, and that is when a young man steps out of the shadows, no older than 19. He's walking. He takes a step towards the away team, but then stops when he sees you. And behind him, you see a Romulan officer emerging from a doorway, which closes and locks behind him. And the Romulan raises a disruptor, but the boy appears to be unarmed. And since Baines, you had the highest insight roll, I'll let you act first if you want to.
I raise my type 1 and I aim it towards the kid.
Okay, and Shamar, you're in the front, so what do you want to do?
Yeah, I would have said even before the Romulan got there, as the boy got there, I would have just raised my disruptor and said, "Freeze! We're Starfleet."
And Lex, are you kind of doing the same thing?
Yep.
All right, so basically you're giving him a chance to freeze, to surrender, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
Sure. That was pretty epic. Fucking somersault move. That was great.
Yes.
Who knew the hobby talent would actually make sense?
Maybe I was wrong, Josie. Maybe I did know something out of character. That Baines is there's more to Baines than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you read the backstory, she has a past.
Yeah, that's Angsham's just I'm assuming that Angsham and Baines have shared life stories at this point, so Angsham's like, well, this is kind of what she would do, even if I really don't approve of this medically.
Oh, my character knows he can't sense much from the kid. It's like, what the heck? I normally can sense.
When he mentioned feeling like a cold anger or whatever, I couldn't help but think of those horrible Deanna's descriptions in seasons 1 and 2.
Oh,
I feel a cold presence, a cold anger.
Okay, is it bad that the best Deanna ever had was interviewing what's his face, the guy who invented Warp 1? Cochrane. She's completely drunk. When she finally gets into the blue suit,
yeah.
and she was making fun of a guy who was a specialist in interspecies relationships.
Mm.
and then the second one, and it was after Jellicoe finally put her into a uniform. And then the third one is when she's trying to intentionally mess up Armis by just insulting him. You're doing something really stupid.
I thought her character was okay for the most part, but she's just useless. She doesn't have there's no she doesn't have a purpose most of the time. She's just a character, and it's okay. She's
Honestly,
just there, I guess.
I kind of expected a scene where Deanna goes up to Guinan and she says, "Knock that shit out. That's my stuff."
Pretty much.
All right, so what do you guys want to do? You're just giving them a chance to act to see if they're gonna surrender.
Yeah. Unless he begins, looks like he's about to fire, and then I will. But if they don't make any aggressive actions.
Okay. So the kid, genuine although you guys, I will say, definitely Lex and probably Baines, you notice genuine shock and fear come over the kid's face, but then he just runs. Whereas the Romulan takes a step forward and points his weapon at the Cardassian. So Shamar, I'll let you go first. Control and
Hey,
security,
sweet.
if you want to shoot him. I'm assuming you do.
Oh yeah, baby. I'm sorry, blend my character sheet here. There we go.
All right, you guys get a momentum. You hit him and roll damage. Nice. So
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1. Yeah, 6. So he gets hit. He's still conscious, but he kind of stumbles back with a phaser burn to his chest, and his grip on his disruptor's loosened and it's pointed in a different direction. So he's not unconscious or anything, but he's definitely kind of stunned in the traditional sense, and it'll probably take him a moment to collect himself, but he will eventually do that and then fire, but not this turn. Since Baines is kind of there in the front with Shamar, what do you want to do?
I like to spend 2 momentum to fire twice.
Okay.
Once at the Romulan and then once at the fleeing child.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shamar would have just said, like, go for the kid! Someone go for the kid!
Yeah.
Well, we're stunning. I mean, the worst thing about Star Trek is that they have the stun section. I mean, the stun,
Yeah,
stun
yeah.
section.
Yeah.
Like every time that they have like a Mexican standoff, it's like, you can just stun him.
Right. All right. So yeah.
You can shoot him without consequences.
Yeah. So if you just roll control and security on the first person that you want to hit.
Yep.
And then we'll go from there.
And then can I spend my minor action to make it vicious 1?
I'm trying to remember because I don't know if phasers can have a vicious action or a vicious quality.
Guessing
Like,
it'll come from the charging quality, I'm
Oh,
guessing.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought too.
Yeah, that's fine then.
But I'm just going to look up if the charging quality can do that, but I think it probably can.
I think it can too. I think I remember seeing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And who are you hitting with this one?
That would be the Romulan.
Okay, yeah. Basically, it hits him and he goes down. Basically, the way I'm imagining it is Shamar fires and less than a second later,
yeah.
Baines hits him with the next one and he goes down. Basically, it staggers him, he stumbles back, and then he goes down with the second shot. But now, so you guys want to spend 2 momentum to see if you can hit the kid, right?
And I missed.
Oh, did you? Let me check. Okay, yeah, you missed, but just the momentum is still spent, so make sure you guys keep up with that. And he jumps over some random container and then runs out this back door. So you guys have lost him at this point. What do you guys want to do next? You're out of combat for the moment.
I will turn into the larger room, and what do I see?
So when you get to this door, we'll say this is the door here. It is sealed. It's going to need a reason engineering difficulty 1 to open it.
Which way do we go? For the kid or through here? Suppose we go for the kid, right?
I will also say,
Ooh.
since the other rooms had the same thing, this one has a label saying genetics lab.
All right. This is definitely something we can probably come back to. I'll just start sprinting off and see if I can see where the kid's gone.
Yeah, we might as well go and see where the kid
Okay.
is going.
You guys get to this this doorway down here. You open it, and it is another turbo lift going back to the floor above.
Shit. Is there like a panel on the wall where we could determine where the last turbo lift, or like where the turbo lift is, like an elevator?
Yeah, if you want to spend a momentum or roll a reason, engineering or science or something like that, then I can tell you its last.
I'll spend a momentum.
Okay. It says that there's only number one, there's only 2 levels, so it goes to the next level above you, and from there, I mean, you don't know unless you go that way. You won't be able to.
Yeah. Shamar like rips off a part of the console, or just like starts moving with unnatural speed, and then he's like, "All right, he's right above us. He can't, or below us. He can't go any further. Shit. What do we do?
We might as well go after him before he escapes.
Sure, I'll call the turbo left back down or up.
All of a sudden, the alarms begin to go off, and
Yep.
you hear announcements
Yeah.
being made in an alien language as well as English, basically saying that there are intruders and security will be dispatched.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back at a later date, so
Yeah,
we need to get
fall
going.
back. Fall back, fall back. You'll just start running.
Where are you headed back to?
Yeah.
The transporter room?
Back to the shuttle.
Alright.
Yeah.
You run back to the shuttle. Nothing, and nobody stops you.
As
And
Vosky will point out, all data will be lost. If we return, there will be nothing worth taking.
That's
Yeah,
a
they're
very
gonna
fair
burn
point.
this once they realize that they were compromised.
Maybe we
yeah.
Press on into the core, and do so immediately.
What's the call, Lex? We could get one peek into this genetics room. I could just like blast it wide open and see what we see.
Yeah, we might as well.
All right, I'll set my
And quickly
phaser to ridiculously high and just try and cut it through.
are you talking about the door to the genetics lab?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need the roll to hit. It's if you're just cutting through, it's gonna take some time though, so it will take a momentum because that's what how time is represented in this game with momentum. So if you want to spend a momentum, we can say that you basically create like a 6-inch hole with your phaser, and it's easy to kind of look in and see a Klingon and another Kazenti rushing towards the door with weapons drawn.
Oh.
That's good news for us. You can fire area through the tiny hole, and
Yeah, that's yeah.
I want
I'll
to
do
see
that.
someone do that right now. That'd be fun.
Yeah, as they run up Star Trek style to look through the hole, they just see the butt end of my phaser and like, oh no!
All right, control and
Yeah,
security.
I will definitely do that.
right.
Control scary.
And I'm assuming you're gonna set it to
2 successes.
wide beam.
Yes, wide beam. I take the extra action to do that.
All right. So roll a damage dice, and you're for sure gonna get these two. It just depends how much.
Yeah, I
damage.
would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
1,
4,
2, 3,
5, 6.
4, 5, 6. Yep. So both of these are hit. They go down pretty much immediately.
Right on.
Walking into
Can
view.
I? Is
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, walking into view, you see the same kid from earlier look at you, except his eyes are cold. You don't see a hint of fear, and he just grins, kind of in a sinister way towards you, and then turns and casually walks towards the exit in this direction. You could also see a Sataran, but he doesn't leave. He kind of walks over and stands with 2 Breen ready to attack if you come any further.
Yeah. And just because I think I'm picking up what's happening here, just as I see him, there is no glint of recognition in his face, is there?
No.
Yeah. They're clones! And then I'm going to see, can I reach my arm through and actually hit the panel to open the door and like rip my arm back out and just open it from the other side?
Yeah, if you want to roll daring and security,
Fuck yeah.
difficulty 2, because I think it would be really interesting if while you're doing that they were shooting at you and then
Yeah.
see if you get hit.
That's what I was hoping for. All right. I'm only 1 less than my control. It's 10 and 5, so this should be good.
Oof. Oh wow.
Ooh,
God.
I will.
Yeah.
How much momentum are we sitting at? Yes, sir, I do.
I think you're at 3.
We're sitting at 3. Yeah, I'm
3.
sorry, boys. We're at 1 now.
All right. So you as soon as you like reached over, an energy beam connected with your arm. I'm not gonna roll damage because it's just an arm, and they're really, I mean, to be honest, it's a hard target to hit anyway. But it's enough to where it hits you, and you're like, let me pull my arm back so I don't have it severed.
Yeah, and I imagine because I had literally like 6 seconds before a phaser to fucking fucking hole into this door. I imagine it was
Yeah.
hot already.
Oh,
So he
yeah.
takes his arm back, like, fuck. Just take cover and let the group do the rest.
Okay. Alright, so what do you guys do next? You got 3 Breen now, guarding the genetics lab and a Sataran.
Those Breen are continuing to stand directly in front of the 6-inch hole. We can just keep areaing through it. Until
Well,
they
the
don't
door is
stand
open.
anywhere
The
in
door's
front of
open
it.
at this point.
Well, no, you didn't hit the panel. You didn't open it.
Oh, I didn't?
No, because difficulty was
Is that
2,
considered a failed
and-
task?
Oh, I failed. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
and they shot you. So yeah, but you guys do notice the Sataran kind of moving out of your line of sight from the hole.
Oh god damn it.
Ah, damn. Yeah.
He goes, okay, this is where we have to book it. No, that other the Sataran ship will be in range.
Oh!
Will be coming back.
Angstrom
You
has a
forgot about
backup
this?
plan.
Hey,
It adds 1 momentum. It's a useful one.
so I need you guys to move your tokens to where you are, because what I'm about to do is specific to where you're located. So just move your tokens to where you're physically standing.
Alright, the hole in the wall was about dead center.
He had to get his hand over to the wall panel, so probably slightly over to one side so that he could reach the panel. But
Alright.
and that's where you guys are. All right, I need Vosky and Lex to make an insight security roll, difficulty 5.
Let's get these. We don't have the... Yeah, nah. It's impossible for me to make a roll.
Someone's got to have a determination left.
Oh, I do, but it's not worth it yet.
Oh, it will be.
Wait, you
no.
said anyone? I have one still.
No, just Lex and Vosky.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 threat.
Oh, thanks. I'm definitely not going to use that right now.
And
Are you rolling?
yeah, I'm
Rolling.
I got Waverly. Yeah.
You got what? Oh, you. Hold on. I think you mean wary.
Wary. I'm wary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Turns
remember
out,
what that does though.
Lex, it means that she gets an additional die for
Nice.
checking around.
Well, you can only roll 5 dice at a time, so
5.
I'll just take 1 threat and put it away. Unfortunately, I actually have way too much threat anyway. So, but yeah, you can roll 5 dice.
When you said wavy, I'm like, is she secretly a Calmeran?
The only
No.
reason I knew what it was because it's half Riemann and half Romulan, and that's kind of their thing, being wary. So that's the only reason I figured it out. But anyway,
Paranoia
yeah,
actually is good.
yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead and roll. Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
I already
2, 3,
did.
4,
You
5,
did it, she got
6.
6.
All right, and you get another momentum. So you notice behind you, you can feel his ominous presence appear from a vent shaft behind you
Oh,
as he
no.
grabs
Oh,
Vosky.
shit.
And then, Vosky, I need you to make a control and command difficulty 3 to resist being infected.
Oh!
Okay. I have no idea in fact what. Control.
Oh, you'll find out.
Yeah, that's always the best. That's always the best. And the DM is like, or this happens. Oh, great.
Difficult. I'm just looking at my talents. Yeah, all right. I'll activate. Did the reading for 1 momentum, which turns this into a reason science roll.
Oh, nice.
Jesus.
He's got all the OP
Edgeworth,
sites.
Essentially,
Edgeworth is literally playing a different game than we all are. Like, he never rolls. He never rolls the same amount of rolls. He always has like 4 or 5 as opposed to 2. It's amazing.
so yeah, turn it to with that. That consumes 1 momentum, so I'll just put that. So he sees kind of like, oh, I'm about to be infected with something. I know what to do about this, and he effectively deploys some sort of scientific method to deal with it instead. Difficulty 3. We've got 2 momentum left. I will consume both of those because this is going to get horrendously nasty. To roll 4 dice.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and describe while you're rolling. You feel his hand creep up your neck, and you feel something insert itself into the back of your neck.
This is familiar somehow.
Mm.
This didn't quite happen to Vosky in the last universe, but he saw it happen to other people. So yeah, that's 4 successes over a 3 difficulty, so we get 1 momentum back. And he can bugger off.
So you wrench your neck around to see that the Sataran's fingers have, the ends of them have kind of become like little tendrils and were sticking into the back of your neck. But once you turned around and you kind of yanked them free, and then you see he shapeshifts right in front of you into another version of you. And then he tackles you to the ground. Roll daring and security. We're doing that traditional, who is it?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm not going to consume any momentum or threat on this because I basically can't win no matter what, so there's no use consuming resources.
Well, the good news is you're rolling against yourself. So I need you to roll twice. I need you to roll twice.
Okay.
So it's that
first
meme. So it's that meme of your doppelganger coming back to
exactly.
kill you, but you know it's your doppelganger.
Yep. Now roll daring and security again. You can't add anything to it. Okay. So now I'm gonna roll a dice. I'm gonna roll a dice, and I'm gonna know which one of those rolls is the succeeding good guy roll, and which one is the succeeding or not succeeding bad guy roll.
Amazing.
All right. So now, after they're rolling around on the ground, one of them kicks the other away, and they're both standing up next to each other. None of you were able to figure out who was who. I will give the empath a bit of a leg up. Roll insight medicine. Insight medicine, and then whatever you roll, like however many successes you get, I'm gonna add that to the good character's roll of daring and security. So,
Shamar is just shouting at this point, just stun them both! Stun them both!
I mean,
Don't
you
play
can.
this game!
You can if you want to. But are you rolling insight medicine?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna roll insight medicine.
Okay. Difficulty's just 1.
So was okay. I'm gonna make sure to spend give you 2 threat
Oh, thank you so much.
because I need to get it.
I wonder how all this happened. It's almost like I had all this threat. Oh, wow. So, one of them clearly, like after this whole scuffle happened, one of them got up and has like several bruises from being like battered.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the other one is like completely fine. And so by the rolls, one of them has considerably more successes than the other. So I need you guys to make a decision on what to do and who to trust and who not to trust. Vosky, if you want to make your argument, we are not going to tell them which one you are, but you can make your argument.
Well, true Vosky. Well, what I think my version of Vosky will
Vosky A.
Yeah, Vosky A. Will simply say, security is on its way. You have minutes at best. Stun and capture us both. Sort it out later.
And the other Vosky is going to say, don't listen to him. He is the infected. He is the Sataran. We must eliminate him immediately.
This is actually kind of funny because Shamar's internal thought process is that Vosky would inherently disagree with his idea of stunning them both. I was actually surprised. I was actually very surprised when Edgeford said just stun them both. So I'm actually kind of confused as to what to say here. But I'm just going to continue saying what I was saying before. We stun them both. We stun them both. Don't play this fucking game.
All right. Is that what you guys do?
Hold on, can I think of something using xenobiology?
Sure. What do you mean think of
Our
something?
So Satarans, they're shapeshifters, right?
Yep.
But are they? How complete is that? Are they like? Hypothetically, if I rip off both their
So-
masks, which
Yeah.
are they both gonna start gasping in pain?
Yeah, probably, because on TNG when he became like the first officer, the only thing that revealed him was being shot point blank by 2 phaser beams at high kill. Klingon physical combat, Deanna's empathy, nothing was able to determine which was which. Sensors told him they were human, so unless you physically try to kill one of them, you won't be able to figure out which is which. Now you can stun them. But you guys, I will go ahead and tell you. Well, I'll tell Vosky and Shamar, because security and Vosky's the one who studied it, that stun will have little to no effect on a Sataran.
Oh!
In that case,
And isn't that the solution right there?
Ooh.
Well, yeah, you
He's
can
like,
stun
"Hey,
Vosky.
don't stun them." Oh, shit.
You can stun Vosky, and then the Sataran will kill somebody, probably, or try to.
Did the Satarans have the ability to take the knowledge and memories of the person they've impersonated?
Macduff didn't exist, so I think he was just bullshitting his way
Yeah,
through.
all he can do is
Kinda
take
like,
your memories away. He can't implant like he can't. If he took your memories away, then that could be something. But yeah, he in the show he was just bullshitting because they had lost their memories. But so like on a physical level he can become you, but like on a mental level, like I don't think he could. I that's just my
Also,
course. Yeah.
would we even know any of this? Like,
Well, Vosky would. He researched it.
oh yeah, Vosky would. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
Vosky A will say, since the stunning option appears to be out of the question, he'll turn to.
Well, that's why I said kill him. Because
Silence you.
I am the real
Hey,
Vosky.
Dr. Paynes, Dr. Angstrom, I have spent time with you both in the recent past working on certain scientific endeavors. Feel free to ask me any question you may about them. I will be able to answer. He will not.
Okay, while you guys are
Yeah.
doing that, I need Baines and Shamar to roll Insight Security difficulty 3. But you guys can feel free to role play out asking him questions if you want.
So difficulty 3. That means complication range 3, right?
No, that just means you need 3 successes, which you did not get.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Do you guys want to? I think you have
So-
one. Yep.
I'm gonna throw you 2 threat, and I'm gonna ask
Okay.
him a question from session 1.
Well, I need you to roll Insight Security, and then you can ask him a question, or do it at the same time. But I definitely need. Okay, there you go. So you're giving me 2 threat for that. Okay.
Yep.
3, 4. Okay, so as you're about to ask him, the doors behind you open and the 2 Breen come out with their weapons drawn.
Ah, shit.
And they basically have them pointed at you, but they haven't fired yet.
Are we in
Vosky?
initiative at this point?
Yeah, it's
Sorry, go
your
ahead.
it's your guys' go.
Bosky, what did Sub-Commander Korava say to me when she handed me a Type 2 phaser?
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
out of character, I can't remember that. I remember it happened. I can't remember what they actually said.
I think I remember.
Out of character, I have no clue.
Here's the thing. It was Shamar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I still don't
So,
remember what he
yeah,
said.
of course. I remember the Shamar
I
bit,
do,
now that you
yeah.
mentioned it.
I asked Shamar for the phaser, not the Sub-Commander.
I remember that now. Yeah, so
So-
Vosky will simply respond. Karava did not.
Alright, and then I immediately go for the kill on the other one. Like, no question, immediate
Okay.
death.
Is there such a way that, like, if I'm able to act, is there such a way where I could move to like the very edge of this room and catch both Voskys in case she misses, and all 3 Breen in one massive wide arc shot?
You
Well-
would shoot Baines as well.
Yeah, you would definitely do that. But
Which I give you permission if it's on stun.
Yeah.
Honestly, Shamar's gonna do it. Like, this is a complete pandemonium.
Right.
If I can act, Shamar will do that.
well, let Baines try to
Yeah,
kill
yeah, of
one
course,
of
go
them,
ahead.
the other one, and then. By the way, the one who is answering your questions correctly is the one in better condition. The other one has several bruises on him and is clearly pissed off. But Baines, go ahead and roll control and security, and we'll see if you hit. And
How many momentum do we have?
I don't remember. Y'all,
We have
Looks like
one.
one.
I mean,
Alright, I'm gonna spend 1 momentum on that.
okay. Yep, difficulty 2. All right, you get momentum back. You hit him. Roll damage.
And this is not a stun
Yeah, I know.
at all.
Oh, that gives me threat. Thank you. Man, I have like 2 stacks of threat here. Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
So he staggers back. He's not even really gonna continue the ruse. He turns back into his normal form.
Ooh.
And he's next to Lex. But instead of him going, I'm gonna have the Breen go, and then Shaymar can go. So the Breen are going to, let's see, one of the Breens anyway is gonna open fire at Baines.
Yep.
And hit. I don't know why I X'd out of the character sheet. I just had to go back and do that. Alright. Disruptor rifle.
Down for the count.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Had
shit.
it bad. So your character is now. I don't remember if you
Let's
used a
see.
determination. Did you already use a determination to get rid of an injury?
I had not.
So you could do that if you want. So you get 1 determination per game. If you've already used your determination for something else, you can challenge a determination, and that will give you another determination to use. But it's up to you which directive or value that you want to challenge. Or if you didn't use a determination,
I'm gonna challenge. Let's talk this out.
okay.
Because I've been very talky. I have not said anything coherently or productive in this entire game thus far.
And you,
Okay.
you just you resolved the crisis by shooting someone.
I am challenging. Let's talk this out.
All right. So you have a determination. You are, even though you're stressed, you keep the same stress. You are not injured. So whatever your stress would be.
Let's see.
Let me go back and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So basically your whole character sheet, it's all full of stress. But you're not down for the count. So, Shaymar, you're up. I'm guessing you're shooting the Brain.
Oh yeah. I will now saying that he's Sataran to begin with, so I wouldn't be able to stun him. So I'm just going to switch my aim to the Brain. Also, I just want to say I wasn't trying to interrupt anyone or anything. Initiative is one of the things that really fucking confuses me, like who's acting, who's not acting. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to shoot
first.
So you're shooting the Sataran or the Brain?
the Breen. I can't shoot the Breen at this point. Or wait, hold on, because that means I have to hold my action, right? So can I noticed people were using momentum to take like an extra shot. Can I do that? Can I use 2 momentum to charge and fire a wide beam shot against the Breen?
So I think technically the 2 momentum spend is supposed to pass the initiative to another player. I think it's determination that actually allows you to shoot twice. That's my fault earlier. I got it mixed up. My bad. But if you have a determination,
then I'll just use my determination. I'll just use my determination then to do that.
What value are you calling upon?
Ooh, duty and discipline. I'll see all my friends going down. You know, this Sataran that is messing with Vosky and confusing me. He's just like, screw it, I'm gonna solve. He's like, screw it, I'm not as smart as the rest of these people. I'm just gonna solve my problem with a gun. And
all right. So you're gonna fire at. For who are you firing at first, the Sataran or the?
I am going to do a wide. I'm ignoring the Sataran altogether. I'm gonna run forward, wide beam shot, and take out all 3 of the Breen if I can.
Okay. So your move is going to be your minor action. You got to spend a momentum to take another minor action and basically do the wide area beam. If that, do you know what I mean?
Determination, even?
No, you got to spend a momentum to do that.
We do.
So I'd have to spend determination and momentum.
If you want to shoot twice and do 2 minor actions, yes.
Oh no, I didn't want to shoot twice. I just want to be able to charge up and fire once.
Okay,
that was what I was trying to
you
do.
said you wanted to shoot twice. That's why I'm.
Yeah, I was comparing it to what was happening before because people were spending the momentum and I was confused how that was working because people were getting 2 shots.
Oh yeah, that was just me forgetting the rules.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, just a confusion on our part. So yeah, then I'll just do whatever it takes to do that. Okay. Walk up, charge up, and fire. Okay, so
spend a momentum and then you can potentially take all 3 Breen down.
Sweet. What do we actually? Oh wait, we're sitting at 0 momentum.
If you
right now we are because
because you just took one. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sweet. I was like, no. All right.
Is that
so
control
I have to roll control.
Is that your last one?
Yes. Yeah, okay. That was for me shooting. Yeah.
Okay, then just roll damage.
Sweet. And also, is this another question? Is this taking an extra shot thing? Is this something that I can decide afterwards, or I have to decide before I fire?
Well, I remember
can I-
looking
can I-
at
Can I fire
Combat
at them and then
major.
realize I didn't kill them and say, "Oh, I want to shoot another"? Like, I want to take another shot now, or do I?
If you have a determination, then yes.
Okay,
There
sweet,
are
awesome.
also talents and certain other decisions in combat that
Yeah.
allow you to do that, but they all have to be done before.
Yeah.
Not after.
Yeah, I was looking at my talents and trying to, because Bosky has just been going off with his. I've been looking at my talents and trying to figure out like what would help, and a lot of them really don't do much, at least for what we're doing right now. But yeah, I will fire and let's see what happens first. Looks like I
You've already
did
stunned 'em.
5, 6. I already took them all down.
I'm just saying you stun them all because I'm about to have the
Awesome,
Sataran
awesome.
attack Lex. So
Sure, yeah. So he just runs up screaming, ah! Finally takes them all down and like swings in a wild frenzy to his left. And
then when he turns to the Sataran is going to grab Lex. Ooh. Lex, can you make a daring and security? You got to get 5 successes.
Okay. I'm going to buy with 3 dice.
Okay.
Daring.
I need to use this threat.
No one buys threat like Mac does.
No, must have bold or something. I have 2 stacks.
Because my fucking daring security is so shit. Combining together.
Okay. 2, 3,
hey,
4. Technically, the Sataran was attacking you, so unless you have something that lets you reroll those zeros, I'm not sure you can win this one.
Let me just check. Yeah.
Anything?
Would my wavery
Wary?
play affecting to wary?
Danger can come from any quarter. You will not be caught off guard when you attempt to task and notice it. You may reroll one. I'll say yeah, because it lets you reroll. It doesn't let you add a d20, which is what I thought it was. So yeah, reroll one of those d20s.
Same here.
And if you get a success, then you've beat him by 1. There you go.
Yes.
Basically, he grabs you by the shoulder and like slams you up against the wall like he's ready to infect you as well. But then you like turn and do some damage to him. So roll some unarmed strike, or if you have a blade or some kind of melee weapon, you can roll that.
hell yeah. Doing the arms together Star Trek like
Yep.
move.
Basically, what I see is like he does that inner arm push apart thing where it really wouldn't work in real life, but he does that and like kind of staggers him a bit. So let's see who's next. So Lex went, Shamar went, and Baines went. Who goes? I think that would mean Engstrom. It's your go, right?
Yeah.
Probably. Well, we need to get into that lab. Even though there's a whole bunch of fighting happening out in the hallway, if she can see into this area and see that it's clear. I mean, everyone's still on their feet. So she's actually going to make a run to get into the lab because we need to get that information. And no one's been firing at her. So she's like thinking she's got a chance.
Let's see.
That's what she's doing.
Let me adjust. Alright. You enter the lab. On the other side of the door, you hear... Oh, wait, no, that's already happened. Entering the lab, you see in 6 different kind of chambers that you see some kind of bluish fluid, and you see 6 individuals. You see in one of them another version of the same teenager that you saw moments ago. However, the prisoners within the tanks, they all appear to be different species. However, they all wear the same familiar tunics, uniforms, and emblems of the Orion Crime Syndicate. What do you want to do?
So, I'm out of character. I've kind of forgotten. We were just getting intel for this station. And we
You're
were-
basically told to investigate it to see what's going on. Basically, you had broad
Okay.
implications because it's dealing with bioengineering, so you have like a broad kind of thing. So, I mean, as long as you don't go around murdering innocent people, you should be fine.
Because it looks like there's a couple consoles here, so she's probably just
Gonna
she'll go to one of
investigate
the
that.
consoles and attempt to
Okay.
investigate. the
Um,
process.
You look at the consoles and roll Insight and Medicine, difficulty 1, or Reason, whichever's higher.
Insight.
Oh, I guess I should actually look at the thing. All right, so you get a momentum. So you find that these individuals have not yet been experimented on. They all seem to have 100% whatever their DNA is, including this individual who reads from the computer as human with the typical genetic degradation that all clones have after being cloned from clones for so many times. So he is definitely a clone, but he's human. He's not anything else. Yeah, that's what the console tells you. It looks like they were about to start experimenting on him, and then you guys kind of, prevented him from continuing. Everybody except for the boy and the Orion female are in a state of unconsciousness. They are awake and like sedated, so that they can't move much. They are just floating in the pods, but they are awake.
Jesus. Gruesome.
So I'll come back to you, since that was really technically an action. Lex,
Yeah.
I think you're next. What do you want to do?
Or is it Lex or is it Bosky?
Well, technically Lex just prevented an attack. He didn't really do an attack, so I'll let Lex go and then Vosky.
I want to move over to here.
Out the fucking way of the
And then
monster.
Yeah. And then basically shoot the monster.
All right. Control and security difficulty. I'm increasing the difficulty to 5 with threat because I can do that because you gave me so much. And
Yep.
don't roll yet. I'm increasing the complication range to 5 because I got so much freaking threat. So go ahead. Do your best.
Okay, I'm gonna just give you like 3 extra threat.
Of course.
Why do you do this?
Why do you do this to
No,
us?
no, to be fair, I have 2 stacks of like 20 threat each, so it doesn't really matter at this point. As long as you're helping yourself is really what matters. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus you get a momentum. See, that's why you give threat. You shoot him, and I'm guessing this is on kill, right?
Yeah, I can't do anything else.
Yeah, that's right. You have a disruptor. And he is vaporized. Screaming in agony.
Good.
Son of a bitch.
Alright. So now, we're out of combat. Unless I decide to use all this threat you guys gave me. What do y'all want to do?
So Shamar is like, what? Sorry.
Vosky's gonna just stride into the lab and declaring in a state of greater agitation than the normal voice that you would ever hear from him, which is, "I will not leave the data." He sort of points to the various people in the various tubes
Yeah.
Yeah.
and says, "Put homing devices on them. We can beam them all to the transport under sedation now that the field is significantly lessened. Then take them all to the brig. I will recover the data."
Starts
Shamar
Yeah.
Shamar nods in agreement and has like eyes of like, wow, shit, this is the first time Bossy's gotten pissed off. But he'll walk out and say, yeah, we're doing search and destroy. We got to get as much data as we can and get out of here. As far as beaming them out of here, I'm actually worried that maybe they might be dependent on this device. Like it might be bad to try and if maybe we look at the data and figure out if we can actually remove them without having to like inject something first.
Yeah,
or who knows?
It's a pretty straightforward process to remove them from the pods, especially the ones that are awake. You just unhook them and take them out, and then they're already conscious anyway.
Oh, okay.
The others, it
Cool.
might take a little bit more effort, but the consoles pretty much give you like a step-by-step way of doing it, so it's not that difficult. The question is, do you guys want to talk to these individuals, or do you just want to take them out and beam them back immediately?
Probably don't want to talk to them right here. Especially,
we're not gonna lie.
there's still
Yeah.
like an unsecured doorway. Like, we don't know if anyone's coming through this doorway. Like, we don't know anything
True.
about that. What's beyond there?
True.
I agree.
Capture
Yeah, I'd
everyone,
say
talk
let's just hyper go on this data as fast as we can and then book.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys pull them out. Place. How much momentum do y'all have? 2? Yeah,
2.
so it's gonna be. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 1 momentum to place devices on them so that they are easily to. Because even though the interference is gone, you're still in basically a Faraday cage of a lab that's not allowing transport. So, but 1 momentum, and you guys can have the transponders to beam them up. Let's see.
What kind of Starfleet people would we be if we left these people behind?
Which you almost did, just pointing that out. Let's see. Which I mean, in character, y'all didn't know they were there. So.
Yeah. Might as well transport all these guys out and get ourselves out if we can, but I don't know if we can get through the interference.
Transporters, yeah, we can.
Can, sweet. Then transport to the shuttle to get the shuttle out of here.
Yeah. I'm just looking through my notes, make sure that's it. Okay. So you guys get back to the shuttle. You find that several Mariposa and security forces are converging on it, but you're able to get on and get back to the Marathon and warp out of the system without too much trouble. I mean, even if they tried to attack a Galaxy-class starship, they would do very little damage to it. You don't really see the Sataran vessel as you guys leave. It looks like it's gone on a longer journey. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to ask I presume that we beamed all these guys onto the shuttle into a little bit of a shuttle ride. So, as we're on the shuttle, we'll start handing out clothing to these people, and as the little boy is kind of wrapped up in a towel or something to get all this water off him, I'll say, "Do you know where you came from, young man?"
He looks at
What
you.
happened?
He looks at you, kind of confused a little bit, like, I was part of their crew. He kind of gestures towards the Orion woman, and he says, I don't want to talk about it. So...
It's all right. It's all right. And I'll leave him alone.
Okay.
I'll get up and walk away. And I'll speak to her instead.
Okay. She kind of looks at you as the shuttle's making its way back to the ship, and she says, well, we worked for the Breen. At first the Breen paid us well. All we had to do was bring them supplies on their list, mostly genetic tools and equipment, not ask any questions. That was fine by us, but after what happened on Dirakis Station, they locked us up with no explanation, and, well, we never should have trusted the Breen, especially ones who kept company with Romulans. They still owe us our last payment, though I'd just as soon forget about it and get on with my life.
And I'll say, do you have any idea how the Orion Syndicate may be involved? You guys were actually wrapped up in...
Well...
Go above them.
Like I said, we were just there to do a job for the Breen. We didn't know that they were involved in all this genetic experimentation with the Satarans until it was too late, and at that point they just decided to use us as guinea pigs as well.
Do I believe what she's saying?
Roll insight and we'll say insight command. Or security.
Sure.
Hit security's fine either way.
To also say, as I'm pulling up my character sheet, if anyone else wants to add, this doesn't have to just be me and her.
Yeah.
You said insight
David.
security?
Yep.
Lex has got his
Rolled
back
2 successes.
back towards her. Does he feel anything?
He feels the basic kind of Orion who just got out of being a prisoner and glad to get out of there. Even though she's on a secure Starfleet ship, she's much rather be there than where she was. You get the feeling, both of you get the feeling that she's telling the truth.
Okay, sweet.
I look at you and say, give you that look like, yeah, she's telling the truth.
All right. Well, I apologize for. Looks like you got into bed with some rather nasty people, but Starfleet's gonna handle it. Don't worry. We'll get you some quarters. We'll figure it out. And he'll just kind of respectfully give these people some space because it doesn't really look like they want to speak with like a counselor type at the moment.
Right. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
That we'll give you some quarters and sort it out. His thought, he will not express this, is yes, it's called the brig.
They'd rather be in the brig of a Starfleet vessel than where they were.
Yeah.
Like,
So they're
until we
getting
work out
meals.
who everyone is, yeah.
Yeah.
But more importantly, he will very briefly just approach Dr. Baines in the transport and simply say, I appreciate your quick thinking in the moment, Dr. Baines. It very nearly resulted badly for both myself and the entire team. Thank you.
So, this is probably a bad time to announce this, but I'm at completely filled out threat.
You mean stress?
Stress, yeah.
Baines,
Stress.
yeah, stress.
Stress.
So-
Yeah.
Baines is just running on adrenaline, which is slowly seeping out.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe about this
I
point,
look at
Shimmer's like,
you.
"Oh, we should get you some treatment. Come on."
Well, yeah.
I
By the
look at you and go, Doctor, she needs help.
here's-
She's basically.
But here's the thing. Infamous, a question I do have is, am I missing significant body parts and or mass?
I don't think so. I can't
Managed
think
to
of.
avoid injuries.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. You managed to avoid injuries, which means like energy damage at the most. You know, not enough to where it would be noticeable. You know what I mean? Like a couple burn marks here, stuff like that. But yeah.
All right.
Right,
Baines
pal?
just completely, just like a light goes out pretty much at some point.
All right. Anything else that anyone wants to do before we do reputation?
No, I think that's
well-
it.
I mean, like I said, Angstrom is just
Uh,
making her rounds and treating.
Mhm.
She will look at the human clone, somewhat out of curiosity, but she's not saying anything.
Okay.
She'll just be like,
When we do get back to the ship, over time, between our next mission and when we're at the ship, Lex is actually going to look at the device. So it's going to be over time type thing.
Well, which device? Sorry.
The device he got it off the engine.
Oh, from
I was
Alcove?
connected.
That was confiscated by Starfleet. By the way, I will go ahead.
No,
What?
The distortion
one-
amplifier.
The
the
what?
distortion amplifier.
Oh, the device you carried back. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, there's
Yeah.
so many devices. Yeah, it's literally just like an old basic device that an Orion could easily get from some Ferengi scrapyard. It's not anything special.
Is it more like
Yeah.
is it something that's very niche, like you already had to have that previous, thing that they had, the rock? No? Okay.
No,
Interesting.
I mean this can amplify pretty much any interference with the aid of
Wow.
a reactor. It's it's just some random device that was created a long time ago that's really old and probably found in a junkyard.
Decent find.
Yeah, he's going to look over it over time, so
Okay.
you can see if so he can learn how to break through that interference next time.
Okay. Well, let's start with Mac's reputation because I know you like to leave. First of all, if you have been injured,
I do have to as well.
okay, if you have been injured or you use the determination, even if you were injured and then, well, no, if you're injured and you used momentum to get rid of it, it doesn't count. But if you're injured and use determination to get rid of it, then you can take a normal milestone. And I don't.
does that count for me or?
Did you? How many times did you? Because I know you at least once got rid of an injury. I don't know if you
Once
did.
using momentum, and then once by challenging
Right,
value.
yeah. So you would too. Basically, anytime you use or challenge a value or determination, or if you actually get injured, then you get a normal milestone. But I'll go ahead and let me do. Shamar, you have to leave, so I'll do you first. Active course orders directives, yes. Challenged directive, no. Active Bubby. Although, who was the one that was like, "Hey, we shouldn't leave"? I think that was Vosky.
Yeah.
Active Bubby on the Call of Duty. I think so. I mean, yeah, he was a security guy, but he. I mean, I don't know. Directly contributed to saving lives. Yeah, these are hard because some of these, like, if you hadn't done something,
It's pretty much every session.
Yeah. Taking unnecessary risks.
Not really.
I could consider putting your hand through a hole, a burning
Oh
hole.
yeah. Actually, never mind. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Directly contributed to the deaths of others. Who killed the
No.
Sataran?
That would be
Me.
Lex.
Lex did. Okay.
Oh, Lex.
Just go ahead and remove 4 from your reputation right now, so we don't have to
Okay.
remember.
Yeah.
I lost reputation. Oh no.
What you did? You killed someone? Sharon?
Oh wait. Sorry, I thought you were still talking to me.
No, I was telling Lex because Lex killed the Sataran, and I just did that because I forgot. Resorted to lethal force without cause. No, pretty much everyone resorted to lethal force with cause. Formed alliance with an enemy. No, I'm gonna
Not
give
really.
that to someone eventually, but not yet. Maintain the prime directive. Definitely not.
Nope.
Prevented,
Absolutely not.
prevented combat. Not really. Not this time. Insubordinate to a superior alliance officer. No. So I guess Shamar gets 2 because I don't
Right
think
on.
he directly contributed to saving lives.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to Angstrom. Active course orders directives, yes. Challenge directive, no. Active Bubby on
Talk
the
to you
call.
later.
All right, later. Active Bubby on the Call of Duty.
Later, Sherman.
I guess so. I mean, these are so hard because they're so freaking vague. Directly contributed lives. Yeah, I will say yeah for that one because you pulled them people out of that stasis pods, basically. So that's 4 at least. Taking unnecessary risks. I don't think so. Personnel under your command are killed. Not yet. Directly contributed to the deaths of others. I don't think you killed anyone or anything.
Didn't even fire my weapon.
Typical doctor. Resorted to lethal force without cause. No. Formed alliance with the enemy. No. Not yet. Maintain the prime directive. No. And prevented combat. Not really. So you get 4, I think. I think that's a fair one. Then we'll do Mac. Active quarters orders directives, yes. Challenge direct. Oh wait, no, you're the Romulan, so we're going to give Romulan ones. Active quarters orders directives, yes. Challenge directive, no. Circumventing combat with deception or espionage. Did you do that this episode? I don't remember.
Nope.
Yeah, I
No.
think this is a pretty straightforward. I mean, you snuck around a bit, but when it came down to it, you basically opened fire first, asked questions later. Personnel under your commander killed, not yet. Resorted to violence before diplomacy or attacked first. I don't think so. Established an alliance with an enemy. Not yet. Directly contributed to saving alliance lives. Well, the Orions aren't an alliance, so no. Active above me on the Call of Duty for the state. I mean, yeah, you're basically doing all this so that Romulans don't become infiltrated, but just like the Breen have. So yeah, insubordinate to superior alliance officer, no. Knowingly contributed to deaths of innocents, no. Taking unnecessary risks without results, no. Betrayed the state, no. So Lex gets 2 reputation. All right, Bosky acted in accordance with orders and directives, yes. Challenge the directive. I can't remember how it went down to where Bosky was like, yeah, we shouldn't leave. I don't remember if it was an in-character thing to where he was like, yeah, I'm not leaving, or if it was an out-of-character like, hey, Lex, Mac, let's go back and get some data because this would be a waste of time kind of thing.
It was it was in character when he said, "If we leave
Yeah, it was very
now,
much in
when we
character.
come back,
We lose the
everything
data.
will be wiped."
Right. But that, in that case, I don't think it was challenging a directive. I think it
Yeah.
was like, here's an option.
I
Here's
don't
my advice. Take it or leave it.
I don't see it as challenging
Yeah.
because if we left and all the stuff would have been gone, so I would have accepted the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Active Bobby on the Call of Duty. I think in this case, yeah, because he was willing to stay even when it was putting his life at risk. You know, attacked by the Sitar and everything. Directly contributed to saving lives. Not directly, indirectly he did a lot because he had a lot of information that saved lives, but I don't think directly. Taking unnecessary risks, not really. Personally underground killed, not yet. Directly contributed to the deaths of others, I don't think so, unless you count outing the Sataran. Resorted to lethal force without cause, no. Formed alliance with an enemy, not yet. Maintain the prime directive, no. Preventing combat, no, I don't think so. Insubordination, no. So yeah, Bosky gets 2 as well. 2 positive reputation. Let's see, I got Baines. Who else? I think that's it, right? Just Baines is next.
Yes.
Acted in accordance with orders and
I'm
directives.
tempted to know what.
Well, the thing
How does
is,
this go?
because you're a civilian, it's kind of hard. A lot of these don't even apply to you. Like Prime Directive wouldn't apply to you. Did I ever give you a formed alliance with an enemy thing, like the first session? I feel like I would have.
Nope.
Okay, well, I might give you that at some point. But acted in accordance with orders and directives, 1. Challenge directive, acted above beyond the Call of Duty. Yeah, every time you go on an away mission, he basically acted above beyond the Call of Duty. So that's 2. Directly contributed to saving lives. And you stunned someone, but you never killed someone, right? If I remember
I
correctly.
said I was trying to kill the Sataran because I knew stun wouldn't work.
Right, but you didn't kill him.
Once I did not kill him,
Okay.
but the phaser was not set to stun.
Yeah, I know. Taking unnecessary risks, no. The reason why I ask is because I was just having trouble remembering who actually killed him. First enemy or commander killed, no. Directly contributed to the deaths of others, no. Because that's a -4, even if it's a bad guy, which I might change that. Resorted to lethal force without cause, no. Formed alliance with an enemy, no. I'll give you that at some point. Maintain the prime directive, no. Preventing combat, no. So yeah, you get 2 as well. 2 reputation dice. And again, if you guys have trouble figuring out how to roll reputation, because I know it's kind of weird, just let me know.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I joined a game, and for 3 months I kept on rolling zeros?
For
And it
what,
was later revealed
reputation?
to be yeah, and it was later revealed to be a glitch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
And we went back and did the math, and I told him, hey, I would actually be at reputation like 23 at this point.
Yeah.
Can I have half that? And he said, no, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's mean.
Basically, you have to hit enter, or it just rolls 0 every time, which sucks. Unless you did hit enter, and then it still rolled the same amount of dice, but just gave you 0. For
No,
some
like
reason.
it would be like, so I rolled a 1, and when you went over the blocked numbers here,
Mhm.
so like if I rolled a 1, it would still be like a red 0, even though you
Oh,
rolled your
yeah, because you gotta change
single
your
rank.
rank. You gotta change your rank. That's why.
Yeah, it's wild.
If you leave your rank at ensign, it does that. You gotta change it to lieutenant and put it back to ensign. And your rank, I think, in the game, because you're a civilian, but I think your rank is like lieutenant. Yeah. So
Junior grade, yeah.
yeah, it's stupid.
Anyway, it was that, and then the furry porn why I left that game.
Did you say the furry porn? Did I hear that right?
We got a new, yeah, we got a new character, and they said, yeah, I want to make this my profile picture, and you know, at first I'm thinking, okay, a 7-foot-tall Catwoman, you know, like clearly that's, like a Liger was the Kazinti and the Kataran,
Right.
sorry, the Cation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's like a Liger. They get freakishly big, and you know, this is me just going all pure biology on it,
Yeah.
not thinking it's a fetish
Right.
until I see the profile picture, and I'm like, no, God,
Yeah.
no, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Oh man, it's weird to me that you can join a Star Trek game, like D&D it's been like that forever. You know, you get weird people in it and whatever. But it's weird to me that in Star Trek games there are people that do stuff like that. Because when I think of Star Trek, I don't think of stuff like that. I think of like this pure utopia where everyone gets along and everyone. You may have different tastes or opinions, but at the very least you're conscious of like, hey, how is this going to look to other people? And sometimes I'm completely wrong that people like that still exist in Star Trek, and it kind of disappoints me. But yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, gotta refresh this. Oh, did I?